House Bill 1 is now on its way to the governor's desk. The bill is among those moving the quickest this session, passing both the House and Senate this week after being introduced last Thursday, the 19th. The bill would opt Kentucky in to be eligible for a new federal tax credit scholarship program created by the Trump administration under H.R. 1 last year. Participants would receive a federal tax credit of up to $1,700 for donations made to Kentucky scholarship granting organizations, or SGOs. Here's some of Friday's debate in the Senate.
Your donations do not impact state receipts in any fashion other than potentially having a positive ripple multiplier effect of that money being invested back into Kentucky. There are no state tax dollars used in this program.
If you live in one of those counties where your primary workforce depends on the public school, you will be harmed and disadvantaged about that bill. And so what this bill will do will make sure that we have an uneven playing field among the schools here in this Commonwealth.
Yeah. Governor Andy Beshear said at Thursday's Team Kentucky he is likely to veto the bill. Representative Moser, let's start here with you. You're carrying this bill through the legislature this year. A big question I've had so far is why move this thing so quickly?
I think that we want to get this tax credit, make this tax credit available to Kentuckians as soon as we can. We have other states who have opted into this already, and so Kentuckians can make a contribution. They can, get this federal tax credit, but they wouldn't be benefiting kids in Kentucky. They'd be benefiting kids in Indiana or another state. So why not bring those dollars here to Kentucky? And that's what we've done.
So is $1,700, I mean, again, that's not really a number that we've been able to decide on here in the States, but just your thoughts on how impactful that may be for a family if they do decide to jump in. How far does that $1,700 go?
So it's not a limit of $1,700 per scholarship. That really needs to be decided by the SGO, the Scholarship Granting Organization. But $1,700 is the amount that individuals, private donors, can donate to the program and get the federal tax credit. So these are federal dollars. We're paying them anyway. We're paying these federal taxes anyway. So why not redirect that money back to Kentucky? I think it's a big win for Kentucky families. I think it's a big win for Kentucky kids.
Representative Hancock, what are your thoughts?
Well, I would definitely want to talk about the process because I think it did move faster than it needed to, which creates chaos and some uncertainty of what the actual intent behind the bill is, whether it is or not. Mm-hmm. I think that when something moves that fast, and I mean, I even heard folks from across the aisle walking out of the restroom saying, why is this moving so fast? So I think that there was some confusion of why we had to do it so fast, so it was just lack of transparency. And Kentuckians have continuously voice their opinion on their public schools. And while they're saying that this isn't going to take away from public schools, what it will do is if it does pull a student out of a chair in a school because they have this scholarship opportunity now, then it does affect the school funding. So not that we don't want kids to have opportunity but we need to go and focus on strengthening our public schools versus just saying it's not working, starve the system, move the money elsewhere, and funnel that into private schools. Now, having said that, I voted no on it, but I immediately called my schools because a lot of these SGOs can be set up for public schools.
They can.
So we need to, if it goes through and it overrides the veto, I've told my teachers, it feels like another punch in the face for our public schools. However, let's go ahead and take advantage of it if it's going to pass anyway with the supermajority, and then let's work on strengthening our public schools versus removing funding.
What do you think of the argument Representative Hancock is making there, Representative Moser, about potentially, there being less bodies and seats in public schools?
Well, less bodies, mean smaller classroom sizes. There are benefits to that particular situation. I don't imagine that we're going to see a huge influx of children moving schools necessarily, but I think that this is a great way to get additional funding to our public schools. If I were a public school advocate, and I am, in fact, I've had conversations with some of our leading healthcare folks, and they're interested in workforce development. How do we maybe use these funds through an SGO to help kids get into a healthcare curriculum, or, I mean, there are all kinds of things that we can do with this. And I just, it's not just tuition, it's transportation, technology, tutoring, any school supplies. It can be used in public, private, or home schools. It's really about the kids and how do we best support what they need and what the families, how the families want to educate their kids.
All right,